Okay, dear all, last time I've discussed the translations with you all in the last video. And this time we'll discuss something called reflection. In Chinese, that is 反射. In case you will reflect, first of all, we will reflect something about the x-axis and we reflect something for y-axis. That means we will make it as a mirror in Chinese gang. So first of all, let's look at this. We are going to find something that the image is 1, -2. Let us draw it. That is 1, -2. Here, we draw it. And then we find this 1, -2. You will see from A, you will go down here. That means this one will become the mirror because this is 1 and 2 units to the mirror. And the image after the mirror, once again, is the same, it's 1 and 2 units. Though this time, this one will act as a mirror. So this reflect along x-axis. And then let's look at -1 and 2. Where you see it, -1 and 2 is here. The point here. Okay, you will see this for A, and this time we will use y-axis as a mirror because you see the object A is 1 unit in front of the mirror, and you will see the image is 1 unit behind the mirror. So they have the same unit for it. This is 1 and this is 1. So you will see this time you will use y-axis as mirror. So we have y-axis here. Okay, now let's do something that every time if we just look at the coordinate plane and find the answer is unrealistic and it wastes many times of it. So we are going to do some calculation for it. Okay, let's look at the object that is 1, 2 and 1, 2. You look at this when you reflect about the x-axis. This time, the only difference is that we add a negative sign for the y coordinate. And when we reflect about the y-axis, this time we will have a negative sign change from the object. That is the x coordinate. So that means we have some formula like this for reflection. If you reflect about the x-axis, you will see a negative y here. That means this is negative sign for the y coordinate. And if you reflect along the y-axis, you will get the negative sign of the x-axis. In case it's obvious because look at this. If you reflect along x-axis, that means you are going to change the position from upward to downward or from downward to upward. That means it changed the coordinate of y. So you have the change of the y coordinate. So as the same reason, we reflect along the y-axis. That means you move something to the right, to the left, and also moving something to the left and in the left to the right. So you are changing the x coordinate. So you get the negative sign for x coordinate with along the y-axis. So that is the reason why we call the reflection. You must remember well, it's so different from the translation. For to the right, to the left for translation, we will change the x, the same one. For translating upward and downward, we change y for the same one. But reflect along x-axis, we will change the y coordinate. And reflect along the y-axis, we will change it to the x coordinate. So please pay attention in these calculations. Okay, now let's have another example for you. Okay, now let's have a look. Okay, I will give you 15 seconds and I will tell you the answer later. Okay, let's do the questions. If P is reflected about the x-axis, plot the image of P and write down the coordinate. Let's try to write down the coordinate first. -4, 2, because this is x, and for reflection, it changed y. So we have -4 and -2. Let's look at the picture. Is it correct or not? For P, x-axis as the image, that means it is in front of the mirror. We call it mirror. For reflection, you have 2 units in front of the mirror. So the image must be behind the mirror 2 units. You count it 1 and 2. So this is the image for it. This is P pi. And look at this. The coordinate is -4 and -2. So this is correct. Okay, next. We'll go to the y-axis this time. For y-axis, we're going to change the x-coordinate. But this time we have negative. Negative and negative. What is the meaning of negative for -4? Because you have negative and negative, so you will have positive here. 4, 2 this time. Just copy the other coordinate. Okay, now let's check it. Is it correct or not? Okay, now this time P, y-axis as a mirror. In front of the y-axis, P is in front of it by 1, 2, 3, 4 units. That means the image will be behind this mirror 4 units once again. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got 4, 2 here for P double prime. Okay, look at this. You will see the coordinate of this one is 4, 2. So once again, this is correct. Okay, now make sure that you know what to do, and what to do I can say is that what can you plot and also what can you write down the answer for the coordinates of the images. Okay, now I will stop it for 15 seconds and I will go to the next questions. Okay, now if you still have problem, please pause the video and we will go to the next question now. For question 6. This one is a little bit difficult. Let's look at the question first. Okay, now we are going to discuss the question. First of all, you will see it from the questions. This time, the mirror no longer y-axis or x-axis. The mirror will become the L1 and L2. Because the figure will say the L1 and L2 will be the reflected about this one, L1 and L2. This time is the mirror of this one. So let me do it carefully. First of all, if P for -3 is reflected about L1, this one, okay, to P1, put P and P1 in the same figure and write down the coordinate of P1. So let me plot the P first. That is 4, -3. This is 4 and -3. So this is P. And look at this. Because this is a vertical line, that means it will change to the left or from the left to the right. So that means it will change the x coordinate. From 4 to 3, you will see it change to 1 unit. 1 unit. So what can we do is that we have 1 more unit for the image. This is 1 unit. So we have 1 more unit for the image. This is P1. 1 unit for this one, and 1 unit for this one. So the P1 will be here. That is 2, -3. So the coordinate this time is 2, -3. Okay, now look at the other questions. Part B. If Q -2 and -5, okay, it reflects about the L2. This time we're along this horizontal line to Q1. Put Q and Q1 in the same figure, exactly the same question, but this time we will use the horizontal line instead of the vertical line. So let's draw the figure. -2 and -5. We have this one Q here. We have Q here. And then this time, because it changed along this horizontal line, that means it will move upward or downward. That means it inflects the y coordinate. And -2 and -5, the middle one, we have 3 units here. We have 3 units here. So we also have the 3 units here. So we have Q1 here. This is the 3 units here. Okay, we have 3 units for this one and 3 units for this one. So we have Q1 here. The coordinate now this time is -2 and 1. We have something like this. It's a little bit difficult. Sometimes you need to draw the figure, but after this, we will have some harder question. And one of these harder questions, we will change. The reflection line will become the L1 or L2, etc. and etc. But without giving you any coordinate plane. Make sure that you know how to do this. Okay, we stop here and then we will go to the harder question after 15 seconds. Okay, now if you still need to have some thinking, please pause the video. And now we will go to the next question for you all. Okay, this is the next teaching example. P 2, -3 is a point on a rectangular coordinate plane. Okay, now please look at the question and do it by yourself. Okay, I think that if you are so easy for you to write down the coordinate immediately if you remember what I'm talking about in the video previously. I give you 15 seconds. Okay, now we'll go to the answer. So if you're still doing, so please first of all pause the video. Otherwise, we'll go to the answer. For example, this one is the x-axis. Once again, for x-axis, it will change y. So the x remains unchanged, and y negative and -3. You have 2 negative signs, so we become positive. So this is 2, 3. For y-axis, this time, you are going to change the x coordinate. So this time it's -2 and -3. So finally, we plot the answer on the planes now because we are required to plot the answer, okay, for it. Okay, let's have a P. 2, -3, so you have P here. And then along x-axis, so you will go upper. 1, 2, 3, 3 units. So we have 1, 2, 3, 3 units. This is P1. The coordinate is 2, 3. Correct. And then P along the right axis reflect. So you will see this is P2 -3. This time 1, 2, 2 units. And then we will go to here 2 units. That is here. This is P2. So once again, the coordinate is -2 and -3, so you got P2. So we finish this teaching example. And now, your turn. Okay, please do the quick practice 10.14 by yourself. And I recommend you, first of all, to write down the coordinate of Q and R first, so that you can test what you learned in this video. Okay, now let's do the answer. If you are still doing your job, please pause the video now. If not, now we will check the answer. For Q, because P is reflect along y-axis, y, so that is x. And for R is reflect along x-axis, so this time is y. And so what we are going to do is that to plot all the answer. This is P, and then we reflect along the y-axis, about the y-axis, so this is Q. So this one is R. Okay, this is the answer of this quick practice 10.14. And now, after that, we will go to the most difficult teaching example, okay, in this video. Okay, now this is the last questions. We are going to write it down. This is a teaching example for L is a line parallel to the y-axis. Okay, now please look at the question and I will do it afterwards in 5 seconds. Okay, now look at this. First of all, it's much better for you to do this question is to draw a coordinate plane first. Even I need to draw this one. You can use rough worksheets for you, okay? But you are not required to draw everything. You are only required to draw something that need in the question. For example, this is negative to 0. L is a line parallel to y-axis. That means this is a vertical line. And then this is negative to 0. So we put here, maybe this one is negative 2. And then we draw a straight line here. So this is called L. Okay, this is L. And then P, 3, negative 4. 3, negative 4, that means we have 2, you have negative 1, you have 1, 2, 3, okay? Maybe you have something like negative 1 here, negative 2, negative 3, and negative 4. You have this one, you have this here. And then you will see this one is called the P. 3, negative 4. And then I'm going to reflect it along the about the L. So you have this something like this. How many units between this P and the mirror? Look at this. This is 3. This is negative 2. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So among this, you will see 5 units here. So that means you have something called 5 units here. So what is the number here? Let's have a more straight line. So what is the number here? Obviously, you know that the y-coordinate for p pi, that must be negative 4, because they must be the same, right? But what's this number? We have 5 units for negative 2, so you have negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, and negative 7. So the answer for this one is negative 7. Okay? This is the teaching example you must know. Okay, now, next question. This one is for you. So you are going to draw this one. Okay, now I'll give you 13 seconds this time. Please draw the figure also and find out the R prime. Okay, now, if you are still working, please pause the video. Otherwise, we will show the answer for you all. Okay, now look at this. First of all, once again, we need to draw the coordinate plane first. Every time for this question, it's not easy to calculate, so we need to draw the plane. For 0, and the coordinate we need this time is r, is -2 and -5, so we have something like this, -1, -2, we have -1, -2, -3, -4, and -5, and then we draw something like this here. This is for r. Okay, we have something like this, and this time we have the line parallel to x-axis. That means this one is a horizontal line, because parallel to x-axis, that must be horizontal. Parallel to the y-axis, that must be vertical. Okay, now this one will pass through 0, -1, that is this point. So we'll have the L here. This is the L. And then we are going to count how many units between R and the mirror. You will see 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 units for this one. You have 4 units here. So you are going to find the 4 units. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You have 4 units here. So what is the answer for this one? Obviously, once again, the x must be -2, but y you must find out by yourself. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the answer is 3. So the R prime is -2 and 3. Okay, I think these questions are a little bit difficult for you all, so please pay attention and make sure that you know how to do this calculation. And now I will stop here for 15 seconds and I will make the final revision for you all. Okay, now I will make the final revision with you all. Okay, now let's look at this once again. Okay, so make sure that you know all this table. In case you will have this one once again for reflection, if we along about the x-axis, you will add a negative sign for y. If you reflect about the y-axis, you will add a negative sign for x. Don't do something that with x and we add negative sign for x. This is not correct for negative y. For y, you must make sure that you add something on negative x but not y. So this is the part of the reflection. Hope you know how to do this, because please pay attention, we never teach you in lesson, so you must make sure that you know what I'm talking about in this video. Okay, now please also do the exercise I prepared for you. This one is the exercise 5 for chapter 10, so make sure that you know how to do these questions. Okay, thanks for watching and make sure that you know how to do this. Okay, if you really want to have this table, please download the worksheets I gave to you in the exercise also, so that you can do it with this video one by one. Okay, thanks for watching.